Welcome to the Phlarpin Podcast. Phlarp stands for Park Hills Live Action Role Players. We are a medieval fantasy-themed LARP group that engages in unscripted combat against each other using padded LARP weapons and a shared combat system. We operate out of Park Hills, Missouri every Sunday from 1 p.m. until 5 p.m. It is our hope here at the Phlarpin Podcast that through the utilization of this platform, we can expand on the ideas and suggestions taken from our players in order to maximize player retention and to expand our player base. The Phlarpin Podcast is made possible by support from our players and listeners like you. If you would like to support us, please visit our Patreon where you can do so for as little as $3 a month. Also, any engagement on our YouTube or Facebook pages is much appreciated, and thank you for listening.
We're live, and this is the Phlarpin Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Jason Smith, or North.
And I am Chris, or Eric the Red, the God.
I am Adarius Gamblin, or Sir Ednick, the self-proclaimed king.
And I am Sam Marler, Epic Mustache, or Wilhelm Arts.
And what we usually do as a, just a small segment basically that we usually do whenever we have somebody as a new co-host for the first time is, man, you've been almost there from the beginning, is ask them how long they've been LARPing, and then why do they LARP like now? Like, why do you FLARP, basically? And also, if you want to shout out your whatever you're streaming or whatever, I don't know. Is that what Epic Mustache is?
Yes, that is what I'm known on YouTube. That's what I'm known on Twitch. That's just... Okay, you shake your head, but I did not pick that name, all right? That was the name given to me in the Air Force, in tech school. Because as soon as we was allowed to grow facial hair...
Chair Force.
Okay, we're not getting into that. It says right there, don't get into politics. We could do that another day, bro. But as soon as we was allowed to grow facial hair, I let my mustache grow out. Took me 4 days. 4 days to have this majestic, beautiful thing up under my nose again. And some people called me Sergeant Slaughter, but Epic Mustache stuck.
That's a good thing, I guess. Sergeant Slaughter might not be. It makes sense. Like, I kind of see it, but that wouldn't be as good of a, nickname to catch, so... But does that mean you're committed to the mustache now? Like, you can't shave it now, right?
Okay, so here's the thing. People don't know anything about my face other than the mustache. The mustache is me. That is, I shave that thing off, I disappear into every crowd. It's like the roguiest thing I can hope to do.
Okay. Nice.
As far as how long have I been LARPing? Dabbled a little bit in Amped Guard back when I was a senior in high school. Didn't really stick with it. And then there was this one day, like back in, I want to say 2013. It was kind of a rough winter. It was cold for a lot of days. And then we had this beautiful 60-degree day. So I'm like, I just run up to the park and I'm, going for a walk. It's Sunday between church services. And as I'm walking, there's these kids with... They, like, you know the expression on a kid or a group of kids when they just, like, lifted something from Dollar General or they just tagged a bathroom and they think they're being sly, but they're really being awkward. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so every one of these kids had that expression on their face. One or two of them was dressed like a Jedi Knight or something. Like, this was, like, the most ragtag group of trying to look like hoodlums, but they were not hoodlums at all. And so, I just keep walking around that trailer on the park. I get to the top of the hill, and they're beating each other with foam swords. And I walk up to them, I'm like, hey, are you guys LARPing? They just had this, eyes big like saucers, and one of them sheepishly says, yeah. And I asked them if I could join them. And that was, 3 weeks before you and your former partner wrote up the rule book and made it officially Phlarp.
So you were there before me, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So you are not the OG. This is the OG.
Apparently.
Well, I mean, he's stuck with the brand for longer than I did for reasons me and Devine have agreed not to talk about. But,
okay, well, I mean, he's not here.
Right. But I've also heard you guys refer to it on previous podcasts this past month of that patch.
Oh.
Nah.
So
Okay.
I choose because there was I don't know how much of this I want to get into. There was a bit of animosity there. It
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the word I was thinking of. Too.
yeah, and I mean it's you know, the group I used to run with, we agreed. You know, it's been like at the time it had been like 5 or 6 years, and we're like, you know what? It's over. It's in the past. It's water under the bridge. Let's move on. Tried to get something going to kind of.
Just for the listener's sake, he's talking about a patch that kind of was me. It was a little bit me moving from letting players decide things to me deciding things, kind of. So it was a rocky patch for sure. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Or did
more or
that
less.
mess up what you were gonna say?
It didn't. It
Oh,
didn't.
okay.
It's the thing of like, at the time I was young and dumb, and I took that patch to heart because it was released like while I was at work, and before I could even read it, the group chat was just exploding with all of this negative crap.
Mhm.
Pardon my French for saying crap, but you know, and like I didn't. For me, it wasn't so much that the players weren't allowed to decide. It
Mhm.
was some of the things put into that particular patch
Mhm.
was convoluted. Like it was like, you know, you have this ability that disintegrates stuff, and this breaks stuff, and this does this, and this, and it's like 15 different abilities that it's different verbals and different packets to do the exact same thing. Which,
Mhm.
when North and his former
Colin.
Partner or whatever is fine.
partner
Partner in the
comrade,
game. Yeah.
yeah,
He helped. There was a guy that helped me run it in the beginning, but yeah.
when they was doing the first rule book,
Mm-hmm.
you guys tried to like, you guys read the Amped Guard rule book, and I remember him saying he got all the way through. He got like maybe an eighth of the way through it. He still had no idea what he was reading. So you guys was trying to like make the rules a little bit easier to chew, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I'm spending literal hours after a grueling day at work, and I'm trying to read this. I'm like, man, I don't understand this, but you know, Sunday things will be cleared up and things will make more sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, yeah, I know it's broken, but it's broken so that we can fix it. If you know it's broken, why are you implementing it? That was the first thing. And the second thing was, you guys was leaving the park and
Mhm.
going just to property.
Right.
And that really like tore into me because the park was like the best place for advertising, the best place for getting your name out there at the time. That was before you guys adopted the highway, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's still the best place anyway. So, I mean, I agree for
Yeah.
sure.
And then sorry, what was the
No, you're
second
good.
question?
I said, why do you LARP now?
Honestly, I'm 36 years old, and I am running around there kicking butt against people less than half my age. I'm about the same age as this old kid.
Yes.
Is it recording?
If it's
Yes,
blinking, yeah, it's still
Okay,
going.
okay.
It just turns off the front screen.
You
I
will
think.
never be as old as this god. I am 4,444 years old. So you will never be as old as me.
How many lifetimes
dude.
do you,
Numbers,
how many
nice
lifetimes
numbers.
do you think I have lived, lad?
Uh,
You really want to compare sizes on who's older here? I just turned to ash and I'm reborn again. How long have you been?
You
at
can't kill
this?
me.
Not without mistletoe.
Well, that doesn't make you a god. That makes you a person who's cursed with immortality.
No, I'm a god. I'm a god.
A god with immortality.
Define like a deity or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're a little less than a god.
So a demigod.
Wow. He
Where's-
managed.
Where's my?
He managed to tick both of us off with that one.
Okay, so let's get back to this because now we have a god and a self-proclaimed king that is not king
Soon.
at all.
Soon.
So let's kick this off. We always do everything with a recap of the weekend. So we started with patrol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and we
We
had
had two new players for patrol. Right?
two new players, Gallus and TBA. He doesn't
Yeah.
have his character name yet, so it's TBA. That went. I think it went fairly smooth.
Yeah, it went pretty well. I thought.
Yeah.
One of them had actually played with us before, and they asked to be in patrol again from a new player's perspective, even though they had done it once before.
Okay, that was that Gallus Iden?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the other guy was brand new, and he said he had a really good time. I asked him a couple times, and he said he was having a blast. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll see him back.
He was fun to fight against.
Mhm.
Yeah. He
He looked like he was having
He
fun.
really got into it.
he did. Raven Shadow Weaver brought him out this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So, that was definite plus. We had Last Man Standing, and one of our new players, or new-ish players, Gallus, came in first. Rand came in second, and Xavier came in third.
And Xavier too. That's another. He came back today, but he didn't get reinitiated or anything because he has been there before. But
Yep.
he hadn't been out in a while, so it was cool to see him out again.
Yeah, it's been a few months since he was out, and it was really good to see him.
Oh yeah, same with Jacob. Jacob was out there at the old property for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah. Wolf Moon was back out today too, which
Yeah.
was he had been missing for a little while, because I guess of the cold weather and they were
Yeah.
sick and stuff. So,
he was MIA.
but that was kind of cool that he was back out.
Yeah, we've had a few, and what we have, like close to 30
We had
people.
22 playing on that last game, so
Mhm.
that doesn't include anybody that had already left or
Yeah,
anybody that wasn't actually playing because there were people standing around too. So probably like 30 people total
Yeah,
participants.
Yeah.
we had pretty close to 30 people participating, and I mean, I'm pretty sure that everybody had a good time.
Mhm.
Everybody had smiles, and this week it was a fairly quick, turnaround time. We didn't really have any campaign because it was like, we're gonna get patrol in, we're gonna get Last Man Standing. We wanted to get,
Oh,
in
yeah.
over our heads, and it was like as soon as one game was done, we had players coming back like, hey, we want to play this next. So it was like, okay, you guys actually helped our job.
Oh yeah.
And with a certain elf missing this week, we were kind of like,
Yeah, Davin was being lazy.
Punk.
yeah, he
he's
was,
lazy.
And I mean,
He was gonna
Tough
be
guy.
here, and then last minute he was like, "No, I'm out."
I
he's
scared
always
him
lazy
away.
though. I
I
mean,
scared him away.
that
Oh.
dude, he just,
And here I thought it was because he was enjoying Mardi Gras weekend.
Maybe a little too much. Yeah.
Could be both those things.
yeah. So we'll hope Davin isn't too under the weather next week. But yeah, I mean, it was really good seeing new people, seeing old faces, new faces.
And it did go by really fast too. I know I'll let you get back to it, but I thought, man, from my perspective, I did that one game, the ogre thing, and then we went right into patrol afterward, and then we did those two other games, and that's when I looked at the time, stopped to actually check the time.
Yeah.
And it was 4:30
Yeah.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something. I was like, geez, we're almost done.
When we got
And then we just
done,
played that team battle or whatever.
yeah, when we got done, because we went jailbreak and then straight into Fire and Ice. And when Fire and Ice got done, I looked at my watch. It was 4:13. I was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it did take us a little bit of time to set everything up for the ogre game, and that's fine. And trying to explain things for like Sarvok. He had been out. He's been sick, and him and
Takimura.
Takimura, his son, came out. Trying to explain the different games that we've
Took a little
implemented.
bit longer. Yeah.
It took a little time, and that's fine.
That game will start going a little bit smoother. I think too once we get into the habit of figure out exactly how it's supposed to work and run and stuff. So.
Yeah. And I mean, we've tried to explain to all the players that, hey, with these new games, it's going to take us some time to make sure that we have everything. That's just like with the ogre game. It's like, okay, we asked some of the people that were heroes, hey, what did you see that was good? What did you see that we can fix? And that's the feedback that we need so that we can streamline that process.
And that was we did so just to reiterate, we did the patrol, and then we did last man standing, and then we followed it up with It's All Ogre Now. And you were actually the ogre in that one, right?
Yeah, I was the ogre.
You got any feedback on that?
The one thing is like the goblin revive time.
Mm-hmm. So
Definitely overwhelming.
So for the listeners, if you're for this game, basically you have goblins and orcs versus a set of heroes. The goblins and orcs have finite lives, so eventually you can kill them all. But the heroes have infinite lives, but they have a limited amount of time to kill all the goblins and the orcs. And the goblins get an ability. I think it's called like the Horde or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it's called. Goblin Army or something. It's supposed to represent the idea that goblins, when they come at you, they come in numbers, like high numbers, even though they have 1 HP. So it's like that for our game. They have 1 HP. But then after they die, all another goblin has to do is walk over, and 2 goblins have to put their blades on that dead goblin. So just touch their body with their blades and then say resurrecting 1, and then the other person says resurrecting 2. And so on and so forth until they get to whatever count it is that we have figured out is going to be for that res time. And then they can just res that goblin. So what was happening was, because the timer for the goblins being resed was very short, right? That was the issue.
They could get revived fairly quickly.
Yeah, it was 3 seconds, so they were doing it like almost instantly, like kind of.
Yeah, like kind of obnoxiously quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so
the cadence was like, it wasn't like reviving 1, reviving 2.
No, it was like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it
Right.
was like
1, 2,
reviving
revive.
1, 2, 3, and it was like that. And it's like you have to have that cadence.
Mhm.
And I think
where you're
that
taking a little, like where you're doing it like resurrecting 1, resurrecting 2, resurrecting 3, instead of trying to purposefully do it as fast as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that was kind of, I think it was throwing our heroes off, because they were trying to stop that resurrection,
Talking over each other, and then
and it was like all of a sudden they couldn't hear success, or they thought they had interrupted it, and all of a sudden that goblin was just like poop,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then he would just kill him.
and it's like, wow.
Mhm.
So we have to get that cadence down right, making sure that it's
So, like-
resurrecting 1, resurrecting 2, resurrecting 3, so on, and then
Yeah.
success.
And even
I'm-
that, I mean, I think you can only get them to adhere so much to doing that. And really what you got to do, if the time is not taking long enough, is just make that timer longer. Because
Yeah,
at the end of the day, they're going to try to make it as fast as they can.
Yeah.
I don't usually do that, but or I
As-
try not to. But I've also caught myself, or like have noticed, there's been times where I've left the res point whenever there's no res thing, because I'm trying to be like just in a hurry to get back to my team or whatever, when really I should be counting the full time. So
Right.
it is a struggle to know that you're supposed to be doing this thing for like 5 seconds, say, but then really when you can do it in like 2 or 3, it's hard not to be like resurrecting 1, resurrecting 2, resurrecting 3, or whatever.
Right. No, I get it.
But yeah, if we take it up to 5 seconds, we were thinking, which is
Yeah.
what you had.
Yeah, I think we talked about like the last 5 minutes. I came down real quick. I was like, hey, it's like ridiculous. These goblins are coming back like way too quick.
The
Yeah.
entire goblins were resing
had-
in between the heroes dying.
Yeah, I had 2 goblins. Almost all of them were dead, and I had 3 or 4 orcs left. And I was like, revive them, go revive them. It was like in a matter of seconds, all of them. I had my entire army back pretty much. Just,
Yeah, and I mean, I noticed that even our heroes were kind of like, that is way, way, way too quick.
Yeah, Norse said something about for every level, for hero level, like is like 10 seconds. I think that would be a good idea, because one, you'll have more abilities or whatever, or if like the more we keep doing it, the more we're gonna start fighting each other, and like
Yeah, because that was another element. We were talking about if the goblins can stay on the ground longer than 10 seconds, because normally you're supposed to only stay on the ground for 10 seconds, then you get up and leave. That's only your bleeding out time. And originally I had said, well, you can stay there as long as you want, because I thought, well, if they don't eliminate the entire thing, then yeah, they might res back up. Some of them might res up. Like that it would add like an interesting element or something, which it didn't really add anything to the first 2 points, that like the first 2 I feel like this would be really confusing if you're just a listener.
Like
but
the first 2 waves.
yeah, you have to fight 2 groups of goblins before you, and then both those groups, whenever they die, they go back and fight with the ogre, so that you end up having 2 combined groups fight alongside the ogre at the end. And the first 2 waves, they had those down in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or something crazy.
Yeah,
I'd say it was fairly quick, the first 2 brackets.
But
and
then
like,
once
the
they got to
third
that
one.
last one, yeah, it was like rough. Which some of that was what you had done too, because I was like,
yeah.
I looked around. Okay, so to get back to the main point, I had said they can stay on the ground indefinitely, basically, to make sure that everybody was dead in their area, and then they would get up and go res with the ogre once they knew for sure that they had killed everybody in that area or on that particular point that you have to conquer.
Right.
This is confusing because I'm using like weird terminology, but when they got to the that was a problem whenever they got up to the ogre, because then they were just basically, if the heroes didn't wipe out every single goblin during their run in between reses or whatever, then all the goblins, like you were saying, would res back up in between, and that's like kind of crazy.
A slap in the face.
So what I'd come up with too as a change was also to make it to where they can only stay on the ground. Whoever has the highest level that's on the hero side, they could stay on the ground for 10 seconds times that guy's level. So the most they could stay on the ground, because the highest level guy was level 2, was only 20 seconds, and then they had to get out of the way, which would have made the whole thing go a little bit easier. I do think the time was about right, though.
Oh,
30 minutes did take about right, I think.
Yeah, they about got me. I had one leg missing, but...
Is that humming bothering you over there, Wilhelm? You hear that humming?
What humming?
In your ears.
Can anybody else hear that?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just ignoring it.
I hear it.
I do hear it slightly, but I also hear it on the recording part. So I don't really notice it that much.
It has to do with the soundboard. We've
Yeah, I
tried to
think
get
there's.
it.
I was gonna
and
say I think there's something you can change here that'll do it, but I don't know. I'm not gonna mess with it
you
because
and
I'll
your
mess it up.
monkey toes.
Yeah, I'll
yeah.
keep my monkey toes back.
Keep them over there.
All right.
You know, I noticed it, like, even you, Wilhelm, you know, you were armless, and you were like, I'm just going to stand in front of the ogre.
Well, I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna be my legs.
They disarmed me quite literally in one of the pushes. So I'm like, you know what? I got one thing left. I'm going to protect the boss as best as I can. So that was my goal, was to literally be a meat shield with legs.
Yeah.
Because I hate to admit this, but without the shield in a game type like that, I'm not really that useful.
And
Especially without arms too.
without arms, yeah.
Like, no sword, no shield. I'm just a nub there to bleed on the heroes. That was what I was doing.
I agree. Now, what I want to do is specify that with this game or this event, a lot of the heroes, they thought they had to kill everybody, and that's not the 100% goal. The goal is to kill the ogre.
Which is why it's called It's All Ogre now.
It's and I think that they were too sidetracked with, you know,
Trying to kill all the lackeys.
killing all the goblins and the orcs to get to the ogre.
They almost had it at one push.
Yeah,
They had one push where they almost had you, and
That's where they got my leg, too.
Rand got your leg.
When he went around the back, yeah.
Aiden got my leg, and then Rand went around. He got my upper, like, right on my torso. I was like, I still got a leg, bro. I'm still too tall for you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I was like, man,
But that also goes from a game mentality, though. Like, you know, if I'm, like, there's, like, 50 mobs, and then there's the boss, I'm going to try to, like, farm as much XP as I can and kill all the mobs before I go for the big guy. And if they respawn, hey, more XP.
yeah. And I mean, they were really close to getting you guys.
oh, yeah. Well, like, if you go after the orcs can't revive at all.
Right.
And then you just have little paperweight, and that's about it. So as long as you just keep whittle them down one by one, you should be good.
And I think that another thing that kind of sidetracked how that was going was a lot of the goblins did not understand that it was a one hit.
Oh.
And
Ooh, yeah.
and a lot of them were just like, okay, well, you know, you got
They
this
didn't
on.
they thought they took like regular
Yeah, they thought they
damage.
were taking regular damage. And so, you know, we would have to pause it. We would have to step back and be like, hey, guys, if you're a goblin, you're a one-hit goblin.
Yeah.
Through and through, that's it. So, I mean, again, this is all part of the, you know, you are making the game, you are making the event, and we have to fine-tune everything so that it can be just a natural flow of an event. So I think that it's really good. I know everybody enjoyed it.
Oh, this being like the second time we played it, like, really smooth game. I think, like, after like a couple more times, it's gonna be like one of the good ones. Like, it's not gonna have to be changed.
I think some of it is figuring out where to have that fight too. Like, well, the way I set it up this time was kind of close to the way it was last time, but at first I was considering changing the area. And then also Argus mentioned that part of the reason why they did a little better when he went around behind you guys like that is because he was able to
It
fight
was all
on
that
even
flat
ground.
land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was actually genius. Like he's only like the only one that
They
tried
should have
to go
all just
around
went
it.
with him.
Yeah,
Because it would have been better to fight you on level ground than it would on that hill.
They would
the
have
way
pushed
the way
us
they had
back
on
to that
had you
cliff.
Yeah.
you guys had them on
Mhm.
that hill, where they had to like go up a hill to be able to engage with you.
Yeah,
And
I think I
you had the
probably
high
would've-
ground.
I probably would have role played it as like, yeah, I'm not gonna get off this list. I'll die. It's a cliff.
Yeah.
Right.
One thing that's kind of funny to me though is it took them how long to realize they could go around?
A while.
Yeah.
I think like 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
But last week, Yafutin and Pius kind of picked up on that real quick. But it was only 2 heroes against the mobs, so it didn't go very well for them either.
They still
Right.
got it though, so props.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is better than we could say for the 3 heroes this week.
Mm-hmm. And I think 3 people made a huge difference. That last week it was only 2 people. So I think with those changes, I think it will be a really good game. Like you make it to where the 30 minutes was better, but last weekend it was an hour. We changed that to 30 minutes. I think that was right. I don't think that needs to change at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also think you need to add a hero for every 10 people. So if we have 40 people, we need 4 heroes because
Yeah.
that's going to be outrageous
Yeah.
having that many people to fight all at once.
Yeah.
And I mean, like,
Or
from
at
one
least have
veteran
some-
to another, it's like, you know, we understand like battle plans and everything, and it's like, I was recording and I could not say anything. I did, you know, I have to stay impartial. I have to stay biased. I can't be in it, but I'm like, you guys, you know, the heroes. You guys had them in that what we call a funnel of death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all
It's
it
the
is.
meat grinder. They were just running right in
They
there.
were just they kept trying to go through that same
Yeah, that
thing,
small little
and I'm like,
pocket.
think outside the box, man. And finally, Rand did that, and I was all
Yeah.
like, there you go.
But that's also what makes that particular location so great, though.
That's true.
Is because it naturally has the death box, you know, just right there.
Yeah,
I think the more that we do
That's
it,
true.
I think we can find like more little spots. We can kind of find like little things we could do that with. Because like the one spot we were doing the 1v1s on that one area, that'd be a really cool area to kind of like set it up in. Have that
Mhm.
little
Oh,
trail
yeah.
part.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Or the bridge on the other side of where the pool used to be.
Or
Yeah.
the bridge
But
would be a good
that's
spot.
maybe going a little too far back.
I have been talking with Nord
Yeah.
so many times. I'm like, we need to have a bridge battle.
Yes, we do. Oh my gosh. And the OGs, that's
Oh,
still
man.
part of the game.
Those pole arms.
You 4 know exactly who I mean. That's going to bring back so many memories. Oh my gosh.
I have been talking with him about it, but you know, it's just trying to implement it and making sure that we have, you know, safety protocols.
Yeah.
That's one, you know, our main mission is safety. So
Yeah, he was asking me about it, about like, did we ever have issues with people getting hurt? But I don't remember anybody ever trying to.
No. The only issue we ran into was after the abilities got implemented, then that changed up the metric of everything.
Right.
And then people stopped wanting to do it because now somebody can just throw a magic missile, or, you know, now this guy's got a bow. Well, I actually enjoyed those things being added into it, because then it's not, oh, well, you guys shield wall at the very front and I'll poke with my spear and blah, 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 blah. No,
Like a-
because
like
now
a
you have more to
standstill.
worry about.
It would have been an interesting element to add to it.
Exactly, yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. No, I get it, and I think down the road, I will finally be able to, you know, nudge this one in the right direction.
Well, I think...
As long as he doesn't come at me with them monkey toes, man. Stay.
Monkey toes.
I think
You got to
one
pay
thing that-
$8 to get these monkey toes,
Look,
friend.
bro, you
10
keep
bucks a
those
ton.
monkey toes
Yeah.
on that
Well,
on that
I mean-
throne of lies. You just keep them over there, all right?
I mean, if it takes $8, maybe I'll have to start donating more.
Yeah, man.
Oh me.
Start getting
I
lanyards.
got to claim
of
that
your-
on my taxes.
Let's see, what else did we do?
Figured out I could claim my costume on my taxes. It's pretty wild.
We did a jailbreak.
That's
Yep.
hobby expenses. I don't know if that's
Uniform. He said I could count it as uniform.
Really?
Because I'm the one that runs the LLC or whatever, and I'm like sole proprietor or whatever.
Okay.
I didn't go so far as to ask like face paint and like my contacts, stuff like that. Can I add that? But I said, hey man, can I like claim my LARP costume? Like I make a pretty crazy LARP costume. And he's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you're making money with this. You can just claim that. I was like, oh, cool, man.
Yeah. Well, for everybody who doesn't own the LLC,
Right.
hobby expenses on your taxes, and
You can still claim.
Yeah,
okay.
you can itemize hobby expenses. So like, whenever I go to H&R Block here in the next, like, I don't know, 2 weeks or so, I've got like a list of receipts from like stuff making LARP weapons and my costume and all of my D&D books that I invested after the ex-wife threw me out. Just like all of this stuff from last year. And I am like, I'm actually excited to file taxes this year.
Well, in that case, can I be a partner?
No.
Damn it.
No.
Do you mean business partner, or do you mean...
Hey, you shut your face. You're about to get exiled.
Pay $8.
Oh,
be close
there
to
we
a
go.
partner.
There we go. The God is going to exile
I will
somebody
use my
else.
level 2 martial ability
Pause.
and exile you. I will pause the podcast and exile you. Since I have pause, I will use pause
And then exile.
and then exile.
Okay.
Let's see.
But yeah, so we played that ogre game, and then
Then we had,
the heroes did not win on that one. The ogre won. So congratulations.
Heck yeah.
Yep. So, jailbreak, we had. What we have, like 8 teams? 8 teams of 3 and 1 team of
I don't
4.
know.
I want to say it was like 8 teams of 3 and
I
1
think,
team
yeah,
of 4.
around 24
Yeah,
people
something
were
like
out
that.
there.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, because there's one team of 4, right? Is that the one that had a team of 4, and then everybody else was in teams of 3? So yeah, it was
Yeah.
something like that, 7, 8 teams or something.
so we had Kaput, Gallus, and Wolf Moon. They won jailbreak.
Nice.
And during jailbreak, I was running back and forth, getting high fives from everybody. So I got my cardio in today. The God, again,
Well, I'm not dissing
superseded you.
Why would a deity need to do cardio?
You
you.
know,
Keep up with the exercise.
I'm trying to, boost morale.
Keeping your avatar fit.
You know, I remember in
My
high
avatar's
school
got
there was a
stick fit,
guy.
bro.
He told me, I've got the body of a god. Unfortunately, that god is Buddha.
There's nothing wrong with that. Round
Well-
is a shape.
No, round is an adjective. Triangle is a shape.
Sphere is a shape. Is that what you were?
Yeah, sure, whatever. I mean, I'm a god, so we control the sphere and the orbs and everything. Moving on. So
Yeah,
our,
we got into that last
our-
week.
our next game that we kind of just flowed right into was Fire and Ice, which is the freeze tag game. Trinity, Pius, and Gregor won that one. You were in the...
We got second place.
Yeah, you guys got second place.
We're the first losers.
Did they team up immediately for that one, or did they wait a little bit to team up? Like meaning, like, did they immediately start grouping up and run around?
I don't think so.
No, okay. So what happened was, Pius's team wanted to go after us because we were already weakened. Rand's team was already standing back. Rand's more passive as a strategist, so he doesn't really play more aggressive. So Trinity and Pius kind of just went after us just because it'd be easier to get us out of the way and then go after them. Just because Rand, him being a good player, they didn't want to fight him, I guess. They'd rather get second place than third place.
So did they group up?
No,
No.
not at first. No.
Oh, okay. I see. That's what you're
No.
saying. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Where did you fall
Trinity
in
and
that?
Pius grouped up. in that.
I fell on the ground in that.
Wah, wah.
Didn't you fall? Didn't you get frozen? Trying immediately to resurrect one of your teammates?
No. What had happened was I had just gotten up Sarvok, and we was going up on Yafuten, and I was going after the guy who downed Yafuten. The new player to be announced, I think is his name.
Okay.
And so I tell Sarvok, all right, you pick him up. I'm going to take care of this. Because I knew, like, he was the last member of his team still alive. So I approach him. He takes off running. I take off running right behind him. I take off running right behind him. And he turns back to see if he'd outran me. He never got outside of 30 foot of me. Like, the entire time. And he just keeps running. He keeps running. He decides to go downhill. And I'm keeping up. And I'm like, I'm not even pushing, really. I'm just running. You know, he comes around. Sarvok had picked up Yafuten. So he tries to attack both of them at the same time. They try to attack. He blocks. He turns around. I'm right there. He just accepts the death. I keep running, and then we all end up getting down by a Darius, I believe.
Way to be.
Yeah.
Way to be.
So it was a Darius on one side, and then there was one of the other new players on the other side. I think his name's Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, we're trying to push on him. I tell them, you know, hey, watch behind us. I'm going to go after this guy. And before I can finish saying guy, boom, there he is stabbing me in the back.
I mean,
What a betrayal.
you got to do what you got to do.
Backstabber.
It's okay, I didn't win. That makes
Hey,
you
I
feel
mean-
any better.
I mean, it's all right, man. You are... Afterward, I told the young man, lesson to be learned here. If I'm targeting you, don't run. Just stand and fight. You have a better... Because I train, like, I work out every single day to keep up with Yafuten, to keep up with Lucian, or whatever his character name is now, to keep up with this handsome son of a gun. Like, I push cardio as hard as I can.
Bro, you ain't got to lie to make friends.
I'm not lying, bro.
He's not handsome.
Oh, come on.
Not handsome.
I'm at least cute.
Well, okay. Comparing him to Fabio, he's still handsome. But anyway, comparing him to you, you know, that's
Hey!
he's handsome, bro.
That's
it.
fair.
Pause. Exile. Pause. Exile. Done. You're out. Bye.
I'm just glad he didn't pick me.
And our last event was the big team battle. Yeah, that was, I hate to say it, that was kind of a massacre.
It was a little rough.
That was a massacre, and
We won somehow.
I'm surprised that was such a offset like battle because I tried to make that like fairly even.
It looked like it was going to be really even. Like,
Yeah.
I
Like,
mean,
I was actually more worried about you guys than not whoever. Were you guys not on Rand's team?
No, we were on the same team.
We were on
on
the
that
same team.
fight.
Which was not Rand's team.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I was worried about Rand's team, basically just wiping the floor with everybody or whatever. But I mean,
I don't want to say too much.
yeah, I wouldn't be saying anything. I mean, there might be a target on your back.
Okay.
So,
Well, I already know at least two clans that's targeting me specifically. Not my clan. Me specifically.
well, I mean,
oh, I
you
think
know.
I heard about that.
Oh,
Oh.
oh,
Well,
don't,
I heard
don't
about
you
it. What
spill
are you
that.
talking about?
I
Somebody's
don't know,
after
something
you.
about white feathers.
Ooh,
Yeah.
dirty laundry. Let's hear it.
So, as you have said in the past, you know, things said in the RP chat has bearing throughout the week. So when you get there on Sunday, whatever you say in the group chat, you got to deal with that. Well,
Yes.
there was a clan that was trying to call me out more or less. I had gotten in from work. I was trying to decompress after a long day of dealing with folk. And I'm reading where they're saying crap about the Watchers. And I'm like, you know what? I ain't got the energy for this. And I type in there, I just quietly walk out of the tavern. And then the leader of this clan decides to call me a chicken.
Savage.
I'm definitely not going to say too much because there is RP planned for this. the individual was already having a rough day when she got there today, so I decided to push that RP back until another day, which I'm not going to mention because I'm fairly confident she's watching this on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So next week.
Hopefully.
No, not next week.
What was that?
What was what?
You can't even wink right.
It was a double. It was a double.
It was a.
Well,
He's got Tourette's.
because I usually wink with this eye, but this eye is the one facing the camera, so I can't really wink with this eye. So I'm trying to wink with this eye, and it's not working. Now the fact that I'm talking about winking is
Already
pretty much
ruined.
saying,
Yeah.
So
it's bringing your Tourette's in.
So just I'm keeping it PG. So I'm just gonna put the whole hand up, and you can fill in the lines, bro.
Forget about it.
Forget about.
Oh no.
Forget about
This isn't. Forget about it. This is
Croissant.
you're gonna remember this. You're gonna remember this.
It's Burger King croissant.
Was it like Marty McFly when you were walking out of the tavern and they called you a chicken? Where you're like, "What'd you call me?"
Oh no! It's none of that because I'm. This particular clan has really tried super hard to goad me into RP, and they are like super aggressive and super negative about it, and that is not the way to go about it. Which a real quick addendum here. You guys had mentioned on a few podcasts, that whole business with Jonathan Trapp and how it was planned. No, it wasn't. It was not planned.
Like you didn't know he was gonna do that?
No, I really didn't.
Wow.
The other leader in my
lies.
clan told me, hey, so they're gonna have a little bit of RP. Just go grab a cookie. I know you're
Just go grab a cookie.
just go grab a cookie because
Job trips are like, F you.
yeah, it was that
priest
week
or
that
whatever.
you had the cookies, and like I was trying to watch my macros that day because I'm starting to get a little swole in the wrong places, and
You do got a dump truck.
hey, I mean, you call it a dump truck, I call it a really nice ass. Anywho, wait, can I say that?
Yes.
We're trying to keep it PG-13.
My
It's
bad.
good.
My
Ass
bad.
is good.
My bad. Okay.
Dumbass.
It's a donkey.
Anywho, okay, thank you.
Right.
Any Hoosers, yeah, so they're like, just go grab a cookie and we'll do some RP. So I'm thinking, okay, so he's just gonna like fluff up and all that. And then he comes at me as hard as you guys remember.
Yeah, dude.
And a player was mentioning, she was like super triggered about this. And the thing that I have not been saying is I was super triggered about this.
Because you didn't even realize he was
Because
gonna do
he
it.
he grabbed me by the collar, he's up in my face, he's spitting as he's talking, and I'm like
Napkin?
I'm clenching my fist and I'm ready for that right hook. I'm like, no, it's RP, this isn't real. Calm down,
I'm just
take a
at
breath.
And when he said priest in the middle of it, that kind of made me think, oh, okay, he's role playing. Because at first I was kind of worried too.
So
But somebody had told me they were going to role play, but it must have been about a different role play, not what you guys were doing. It must have been about a different one because somebody come up to me and said, "Hey, some stuff's about to happen." I was like, "Oh, really?"
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
no,
so
no,
I was
that
cool
was,
with it.
That was the RP.
That was
they
the
talking
RP,
about.
but the thing is
But they hadn't okayed it with you, like that. He
Yeah, no,
basically.
it's the thing
Surprise.
of, hey,
and you
they're
don't
gonna
gotta
RP.
okay it, but if he's gonna touch you, then yeah, he needs to let you know because that's like consent. Like he needs
And
to have some kind
the
of
thing
consent
was-
to walk up and grab your
is
shirt.
that I told him we're gonna cut him off, as usual,
No, I'm just gonna keep talking, bro.
because I told Jonathan Trapp. I said, before you do this, make sure that you talk to him and let him know, hey, I'm going to do some RP.
Yeah, there was none of
So if there was no,
Sorry, I'm
hey,
laughing so hard. It's just crazy to imagine.
But like
your
Siren
perspective.
just told me, hey, they're gonna do some RP.
Because he
so
like
I'm expecting.
he pushed you back like 10, 15 feet, like holding you like this, like you said, and was like you said,
Yeah,
like
no,
yelling in your
I
face.
was ready to floor him, and I'm like, no, I can't floor him. That's assault. This is RP. This is RP. This isn't real.
yeah,
And
Well,
then,
yeah. So
And then at D&D afterwards, he keeps up the same aggression. I'm like, come on, bro, what the heck?
Yeah, that stuff's pretty intense. Like
like
there's role play, and then there's like pretty intense role play.
and even that would have been if he'd have let you know that that's what any degree of what he was going to do at all, then you could have agreed or not to it. You know what I mean? But to just do it, was kinda
Surprise.
I wanna
like
go
the
ahead and
energy
give
that he was bringing,
mad
but-
props to Vix and Gregor about pulling me aside and actually talking about the RP and making sure it was all okay. It's not, by the way. I'm sticking to that, Gregor. It's still not okay, but I
Right.
appreciate you guys coming
it's
to
kinda
me
not.
about it first.
To clarify, I will say this: any kind of role play like that, where you're gonna put your hands on somebody and actually touch somebody, you should have permission to let them know what you're gonna do, or don't do that. Because he could have just done everything he did and not touched you, and just been like, "Yeah, priest," and just yelled in your face or whatever.
I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
I thought about biting it first.
I'm not. You're not my friend.
My.
You're not my friend, so you can't do that.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, but if somebody bites you and they're not your friend, that's just a kink, bro.
So it's been put into the Phlarp group chat, not the RP chat, but the group chat that apparently you're not supposed to bite your friends, but I'm a piranha. I bite my friends. I mean, I always thought that's how you say, "Hey, what's up?"
It's only fair.
Well, I mean, other than the stereotypical Sulu, oh my. The other thing that comes to my mind is the yo gabba gabba, don't eat your friends.
I have no idea what that is, but yeah, sure, we'll go with that one.
Okay,
What is Yo Gabba Gabba?
It's a show, I think.
Yeah, I think
it's
a
an
kid show.
old children's show from like 13 years ago.
That's not old. 13 years isn't that old.
For you, what are you, 12?
23.
Yeah.
Okay,
or
so I was
22.
close. You don't even know how old.
Okay, so then you
doesn't
know
matter.
Jack Black and Yo Gabba Gabba and all that crap?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's no different than me at 10 years old knowing what Teletubbies were.
Maybe like 30 years is old. Or 40. 50. 13.
I mean, I'm 44, so... And I outdid you in the gym the other day, so...
It's a completely different workout.
How?
You did... We were doing different workouts. I joined you for one circuit.
Yeah, one little bitty circuit. And then, do you remember the video of Rand?
Yeah.
So, he surpassed that this week.
Yeah, he had 8 plates. He had
700.
740
It
on
was
the hack squat.
720 on the max.
Oh my gosh.
And then, he did 10 reps of that, and then turned around and did 10 reps where, you're facing the opposite way and doing it.
So it'll hit your quads and hamstrings, and then your
It'll
glutes.
hit your knees and your joints.
I did it.
There's a reason I only do bodyweight exercises.
They didn't think I could do it, and I did 3 full reps.
Well, we didn't think you didn't do it. It's just you have surgeries, and we want to hurt you. We didn't want you to get
Oh my
hurt.
God, and I did it, bruh. And then turned around, okay, and I had already did 2 circuits of mine, okay? It's the CrossFit blocks where you got to jump up, land, and jump back down. So I had already done two circuits of that, plus all the regular lifting we were doing, and then I was like, okay, here, you do 1,
Okay.
and then I did my 3rd set, and
Give him some of them.
then I did my 3rd set and puked.
Yeah, you got sick. Okay.
But
well,
then I turned around after that, and I outdid him again.
Okay.
I took
one.
These have tiny print, so I'm going to give you the larger ones for your old eyes.
And I took all the ones out that have anybody's name specifically on them, so you should be good to read them all.
But yeah, I was doing squats and RDLs before, so kind of not fair. Maybe if I did what you were doing, like a whole body workout, it would have been different. But I was doing mainly legs that day.
Yeah, I did. What is the one where, you're sitting and you just,
Oh, leg extensions.
leg extensions? They were doing 20, 30 pounds. I
No,
was like,
not even
210, just knocking them out.
Raven was doing 20, 30 pounds.
So
I did 210, just knocked them out.
the thing to bear in mind on that is how many reps of 210 was you doing?
And it's also about time over tension.
10. And you seen me. I wasn't just like, "Rrr."
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, up, down, up, down.
Yeah.
Where the entire
But
movement
only
is controlled.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want
Like-
to sling.
Well, I
away
did
around.
3 sets of 10.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm stronger than all you guys. That's all that matters.
Yeah, you're a chancellor. I'm a
He-Man.
god. Get it right.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna do
I-
these
I
suggestions
submit.
About time.
that somebody, not gonna name names or point fingers, does not like. He'll listen to them on the podcast, and it only takes a month later for him to implement about that much.
Hey,
That's accurate.
that much is all it takes, though. I think you should make the
Yeah.
hole bigger.
That much is better than this much. Bigger, dude. I made the hole bigger. What are you talking about? You want it even bigger?
Yes.
Somebody's complaining that it was too big. You could see the suggestions in there.
Well, I mean, me saying make the hole bigger is actually a huge joke.
Yeah.
It's a decent size. It's you don't need a big gaping hole. You just need something big enough to slide it in there. Get what you need done.
Yeah.
True.
Oh,
Facts.
wait. We're supposed to be talking about the suggestion box.
But-
my bad.
Anyway.
But yes.
And
let's-
before we start reading all these, I want to try to. I thought it was down here, but I'm just gonna remember it. My favorite suggestion ever in the suggestion box was, "Great day. I just wish people would stop bitching and enjoy the game." That was my favorite suggestion. I read it the other day. I was going back through them and I was like, dude, this suggestion is epic. Because that's what I feel like almost every time. It's
Oh
like
my
we had a
God,
great day.
yeah.
Everybody just quit bitching and complaining. But anyway, I'm gonna just wanted to
Were
let
you
share
the one
that.
that put that in there?
No, no. Yes.
No.
It was my favorite one. This one says, pick up your trash, have a nice day. So I don't know if I didn't pick up my trash or we didn't pick up our trash or what this exactly means, but
Or help.
yeah, that's true. We do need to make sure we're picking up our trash. I don't know if that was actually at me. That might have been kind of a joke or something, but.
Well, okay, so I did put that in there.
Oh!
Oh.
It's probably just like a general thing.
But
right?
I will say this. I do pick up my trash, and you know how many
Did
times
I?
today I went like on the battlefield throughout the
just in
tavern,
general,
and it's
okay.
like
yeah.
I'm having to pick up trash all day. I'm not your nanny.
We're all like we're grown.
I am. I'm
we
your
should be able
nanny.
to throw trash in a trash can. It's not hard.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Should be.
It's Huckleberry.
That's what I said. Huckleberry. Huckleberry.
Jeez.
At least he's not.
But yeah,
saying
that-
like
And I
we're-
bet he doesn't
would be
even
cool.
know. Like, I know you know it's a line, but do you know?
Tombstone.
Okay.
There we go.
Yes, we know it's
Val
a line in
Kilmer.
Tombstone by Val Kilmer, but
Doc
do you
Holliday.
know the history behind that?
What, like, why is he saying that?
Huckleberry.
No, I guess not.
Do
I
you
know.
care to share with the class?
I will be glad.
I know who Huckleberry
I'm a
Hound
god,
is.
so-
I know who Huckleberry
I know
Hound
this.
is. I'm not too old for that. I know who Huckleberry Hound is. Is that
Uh,
Hanna-Barbera? He's like a blue.
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh my
So,
darling."
back in the day,
Yes, I'm serious.
the handles on a coffin were called huckles,
Oh.
and of course you have the people grabbing them are the pallbearers. Yes.
Oh, so they're huckleberries.
Oh, okay.
So he was saying,
Huckleberry.
"I'll be your huckleberry."
I mean, I'll
It's
carry your.
hucklebearer, but
It's
it just came out as huckleberry. So it's the actual line is "I'll be your hucklebearer."
I thought you said
No.
Huckleberry. Like, it
No,
doesn't
that-
say berry.
No.
Huckleberry. Dude.
Well, I mean,
I'm about to fact
Val
check
Kilmer
this.
probably says Huckleberry,
Yeah.
but,
But
it's probably
originally-
a mispronunciation on
Yes.
camera, and they decided to roll with it.
Yeah.
Or a misnomer where people think it's Huckleberry, but really it started as
Wait.
It's
Hucklebearer.
hucklebearer.
Do we have any gnomes in Darkshire?
no,
A mis-
No, not yet.
Not yet.
not yet.
Not yet. But yes, that is
Anyway,
the
interesting.
line.
Oh,
So a
Okay.
little bit of history for you, sir.
And then Doc Holliday died of tuberculosis.
Yes, and Val Kilmer died of cancer.
Is he dead?
Yes.
He passed?
Yes.
Jesus Christ! I didn't know he was dead.
Oh damn, rip.
Hold on. Let's fact check this. Hey Siri. Is Val Kilmer dead?
I'm gonna share you guys with a funny meme. Okay, one of the funniest memes I've seen is it goes,
Okay, so it's not saying.
It says celebrities after they've passed away, and then it shows like authors on the Wikipedia page, and they're running like this, and then they're just changing is to was. So like when you look it up, you know, like it says is or was, then you know that they've passed. And it says
I
was.
thought he passed away. He may not have. So
Oh, okay.
I will have to
Bro,
double
okay.
check on that.
Bro, how
Yeah, you made him
how
really
gonna-
sad.
I had to take the headset off and everything, bro.
Well, I
Come
do know
on.
that like he has.
Oh, yeah, he's
he
messed
has
up,
throat
for sure.
cancer.
It's the curse of Batman.
And so, you know, whenever he played in Maverick, the second Top Gun movie, he had died in that because of the throat cancer. So,
It's like they killed his character.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet. Is it really good?
Oh, yeah.
I've heard it's good.
Yeah. I am old enough to have watched the original Top Gun. It's a very awesome naval aviator movie.
Do you know that
It's a bromance.
I can
It
still
is.
watch old movies via Netflix, Hulu, all the other streaming services?
Oh, we just thought the movies made before you were born or just like.
Well, I
lost
know that. I
media.
can still
They're-
watch
they're
the
all
movie.
classics. Like one movie that we will never, ever, 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 ever in our
Oh, you gotta watch
lifetime
Mazes and
again.
Monsters?
We will never watch that again. Ever.
Come on.
What?
Mazes and Monsters.
Don't ever watch it.
Did you watch
No
it?
matter how much he tries to persuade you,
Tom
it'll
Hanks'
never
first movie.
Oh.
Don't watch
I'm
it.
good. I'm good.
I actually don't know if it's his first movie, but
Young Tom Hanks was not the legend I grew up with.
No Tim Hanks.
but in actuality, a really funny movie that's like not really necessarily meant to be funny when it was created, but or I guess it sort of was. It's almost like a parody. Is
Dragon Ball.
Darkest Dungeon? I think it's
Oh.
called Darkest Dungeon. It's like 40 minutes, but it's based on a chick track, and it's like word for word. Do you know what a chick track is? It's those little things that say like what's gonna happen when you die or whatever, and it'll be like a little
Oh, yeah,
religious
yeah.
booklet, basically.
Yeah.
There's-
I know people that is the only evangelism they do is handing out tracts,
Right.
and you try your best to explain that you have to have a relationship with people so they know.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm very close to talking
Oh, you're good,
theology,
you're good.
so-
I
you're
kind of
walking
brought
that
it.
fine line. So just so I have one. Today was fun. Glad to be back out and playing again.
Cool.
All right.
Sweet.
I like those.
What do you got?
No real criticism yet, except for maybe the
Davine-
trash.
Is no longer permitted to go rogue. Chaos ensued when he is missing. We miss you, and yeah, I miss you, dog.
Yep. We miss you, Davine.
Come on back.
Lies.
All right, I got a great day! Exclamation point. Some people didn't take hits, but all good. It's good.
I like that one too, in that they said that some people didn't take hits, because then I can't actually read that one. I can't read the ones that say somebody specifically, but addressing everybody all at once, like those people probably know who they are, and this is easier to address sort of for me. So I kind of like that one. So everybody, we had fun today, but there were some people not taking their hits, and in general, someone said, "Hey, some people don't take their hits."
He actually has armor.
And before we move on too far, yeah, Davine, you're not allowed to miss anymore at all. Make your friends reschedule their weddings and stuff.
yeah, that's kind of inconsiderate.
Sunday is our day.
Yeah.
Okay, so no more, ever.
Yeah, you hear that?
Of course, he doesn't watch the podcast.
Oh, did we make it back around to me? It says, please have cadence of resurrect or freeing actual seconds and not super fast. I agree. As much as we can get them to, they do need to try to slow that down. Like if you ever watch me when I'm counting, I try to do it real slow.
Yeah.
And I say it loud, so like if somebody comes up to me and they try to interrupt me, I mean that's just, hey, that's part of the risk of me sitting doing this casting or counting or whatever it is. Like even some people try to do it real low where only the people around them will hear them, and that's not really what it's for. Like, you know, you're supposed to count loud and slow so that somebody has a chance to come and interrupt you, and it makes it kind of pointless if you're just like through your resurrection or whatever.
Can you do that again? One more time for the viewers at home.
No. That's all right. Maybe they'll get one more bonus one at the end.
Like when you do it, try to stick your tongue out a little bit more.
You
Yeah.
know, like that.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh, we got a bonus. All right, I had a great day. The events today was great. Hope to have more days like this.
Cool, that was a good one.
It was kind of Chicken. Okay. I think a cool ability for fairies might be for them to squeeze through bars and jailbreak. It might be cool. If someone wants to be able to make out what that says.
Are there fairies in Darkshire?
Fairy. Fairy.
Fairy.
That's
Yeah,
what.
you read it exactly right.
Yeah,
That's exactly
okay.
what it says. Okay, cool. Interesting idea for whenever fairies do, become a thing or whatever. Yeah, it's kind of a cool idea. I'm not opposed. Oh, let's see.
Okay, I thought I read that wrong.
This one says, make the hole bigger.
That was not me this week. That was not me
Whoever
this
it is.
week.
Well, whoever it is.
Make the hole
Not
bigger.
cool.
I got, if you bring a young child, you need to have someone keep track of them. Also, if you have a dog, be cautious of it.
I agree with both those things.
Fair. Can I suggest Bardcore Thunderstruck for the inspiration playlist?
I agree with that too. That needs to go in a separate pile.
I think I know who put that one in there.
Put that one
Yeah,
up here.
you've got a pretty good idea.
This
I
one
have a
says,
very good idea.
this one is signed. Could put the useful. I think he signed it on purpose. It says, take your L's with grace. So,
I want to keep
I think that one was for you.
Shots
Oh, yeah.
fired.
I'm sure.
it a good.
All right. Is that all of them?
Yep, that's all those. I had a question.
Oh, yeah, that's separate. Okay.
Did any of you guys happen to see an awesome play of the day?
Oh, my.
I mean, I'm pretty.
No. And you can't do anything because you're always like, well, I fought a cop. I fought a bunch of people, but you die.
Yeah, I die a lot. I do die a lot.
So my thought, in this is, I'm always struggling because you get super fixated on your own experience, and that's what you want to talk about. But I try to take self out of the equation. So I would have to say probably play of the day, and I actually can bring this up because I died very, very quickly, but that part where we had that strategy in big team, and we had, like separate shield walls,
Oh, yeah.
flanking around and getting their attention off. That was freaking awesome, and I
Oh,
wish I
yeah.
lived long enough to enjoy it. But
You had to
yeah,
die.
I will say, I used to be something like, my reputation precedes me, and I realize this, but for the first year of LARPing, I took one below the belt every single week.
Oh my God.
Today is the first time in 12 years of LARPing that I died 2 times in a row, getting hit below the belt consecutively. So just, I love you guys. You guys are great. Screw you all.
What about you?
I'd say the team battles always have the best kind of play of the days, because you always get distracted. You come around sometimes I think playing that it's all ogre now. I think Rand, whenever he was fighting everybody, he kept smacking everybody, just knocking one out. I was like, I really hope he doesn't get up here. That's gonna be a problem.
When he come around the back, or
Yeah, he
Yeah.
came around back. He started knocking everybody out. Aiden came up. I was like, get over there. I'm not gonna die. I don't want to die.
What about you?
I saw some really good throwies hit Rand whenever we were doing that, but it's kind of unfair almost because they were just picking them up and chucking them and then picking their regular weapons back up, which does work, but they just kept nailing Rand. He would turn and then just get hit right in the chest with one and be like, "Damn, I'm dead," But that was the only one I had seen really that was a pretty interesting play, I guess.
I have one. It was in Jailbreak. And Rand got you in the back.
That was a good play.
He literally, you were standing over somebody, and,
That's what
you
was
had
trying to
walked
bring
up,
earlier.
and he literally, Rand was coming by the amphitheater, comes up, and he's, real sneaky, and he even stops. And you don't look, and he's like, boop, boop, boop. It's just got him.
Even
I was
gave it a minute.
Rand gave him a minute, and he was waiting, and you were just so fixated. And he was like, eh, boop, boop. I was like,
no, that was-
yeah, you're done. Sorry, bye.
yeah.
So I give Rand the awesome play of the day, and I'm sorry, but you get the dumbass of the day.
It's all right. Steve.
I mean, but at least you take it with grace. So congrats to you. Another dumbass of the day is just anything that he's ever involved in. I can't
Fair
pick on
enough.
Davine. He's not here. I mean,
Oh, so you're gonna pick on me? I'm not very fun to pick on because I'm just like, yeah.
yeah,
yep,
he's
that's
like,
right.
yep, I died. 100%, I died. I mean, I can pick on Davine for not being here, for being, a schmuck.
Yeah, let's do that.
A schmoolie?
Davine's a schmuck.
Yeah.
He's
He dresses funny.
he does.
I agree.
And next week, apparently, he's going to be really dressing funny, but that outfit is like,
oh yeah, he has outfits coming in.
Oh,
and
dude, I look
Yes.
forward to seeing that.
It's crazy now the amount of outfits that people have. Like when we were going through that, we were
going through
saying,
it.
just tell me who doesn't have a
Yeah,
costume on
there was,
because
like-
that's easier.
There was like Rose didn't have one on, Wolf Moon. I don't know this. Okay, how can you be a self-proclaimed king
It's in the works.
and he doesn't even have any garb, any
At-
costume?
Ask the tailor. Ask
Okay.
our tailor.
You still should have something, a backup. Something that makes.
I'll
I
let you-
outgrew everything.
Just get yourself like 6 feet of fabric, cut a head hole into it, and wear that. That is better than looking like
I have to look like a
this.
proper
mean,
king. I'm
just get a
wearing-
sheet.
just a tabard or a cape or
Just
something, anything to cover
anything.
up. Yeah, it's
And
true.
I mean, you call yourself king, but you don't have a crown. I
And-
have a crown.
And that
I
And
don't
if your
need-
costume was cool
I don't
enough,
need
I'm
a
not even
crown to
claiming
be a
king, and I have a crown.
If
you
your
do not
costume-
have king freaking hair, dude.
if
Sorry.
your costume was cool enough, it might
Go
give
to
you the
Harriet
old crown.
31.
The old crown from your Vasker. I got that somewhere. Just imagine walking up all in full costume, sporting the old crown.
Oh,
I got the one that you guys gave my sister when
Oh,
everything
yeah.
split. Yeah.
Cool.
That was my inheritance from her.
Her sword's back over there somewhere, I think.
Yep,
Actually, that sword
that's,
was that what you were
what-
looking at earlier?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at earlier because I recognized it. I'm like, is that? Oh my gosh, it is.
Mm-hmm. I still have her backstory where she wrote her backstory and everything. Yeah, that's totally it.
Yep. No, it is. It very much is. This is like one of the first swords I ever tried to make.
I guess that was after we covered up the gem holes, because wasn't there like gem holes in it?
No,
It
that
seems
was- that
or
was
was
the
that a
other one.
different one? Oh,
Okay, so this would be probably like the third one I made because I
Hmm.
did like on her short sword, there was like these little holes here, and I put like fish gemstones, fishbowl stuff,
Right.
in there, and I tried super gluing it in. Did not know the first thing about what I was doing, and they popped out as soon as she hit somebody. Like they just flung out, and it was.
Nice.
Oh,
Right.
and I remember who used to.
Yeah,
have
that's
this one,
Danny's.
too,
That's Danny's, yeah. Danny's old crazy sword. That's an OG sword there.
yeah.
So, with you need to go talk to Angie, Amanda, or Erica at Harriet 31. They'll hook you right up.
All right. I got you.
Go tell them that I sent you. Apparently, they sent me a text yesterday. They were like, we've had like 3 people that you have recommended come in today. And I was like,
Cool.
awesome. You
So
know?
yeah, go ahead and send me like the. Okay, I'll forget. I have a bad memory.
I have a card I can give you.
All right, that works.
And hey, I mean,
It's in-
further props on this, on this Harriet 31,
Harriet 51.
Harriet 51. You'll notice he's getting a little thin, but they are keeping him from having my hairstyle. So
Yes.
So they're doing something right, huh?
they're doing something.
They're
right.
doing it. They're all, I tell you what, they are on it. Angie works magic, and I
Really?
always go in on a Saturday after hours because that's when the adult conversations happen. So,
The Star Wars arguments.
yeah, we'll go with that one.
Okay.
Yeah, you're probably too young for that. So,
Well, I mean, he's got to learn at some point.
yeah,
I'm an
but,
adult. I
that's-
mean,
that's
I'm
like chucking a toddler into the deep end and saying swim.
Well, I mean,
maybe I'm a gifted toddler.
I mean, an 18-year-old is technically an adult.
They
but
say
there's
babies
some
could
things
swim,
They are
actually.
not ready for.
Yeah, they float somehow.
Like the baby in the Nirvana cover. He's like totally under the water.
And he sued him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that too.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
He tried to recreate, or he did recreate it without being like naked. He recreated the cover at one point, and they didn't even like. He was upset that they didn't even like acknowledge it. Basically,
Yeah.
he did like a 30-year recreation of it. It was pretty cool.
I mean,
Anyway,
I understand where he's coming from though, because if my
Yeah.
parents, forced
It is
me
a little
to
weird.
showcase my stuff for a popular band, I'd be a little upset.
yeah.
I mean,
To not
I'd
get
be like-
anything for
yeah,
it
you'd
at
be
all.
like, I better have a lot of money. My
Yeah.
junk is hanging out for you.
It's like an iconic shot, and he's basically the model
Yeah.
for
yeah.
that shot. Like,
Yeah,
He never got a single royalty.
No, yeah.
hmm
Not even a nice
That's-
place.
that's some bull
A
crap.
good meal
And
or
is-
something.
Jeez. So we need a code word.
oh yeah. Did they even answer the question we had last time? How about you put questions for us in the comments?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
Yeah,
Put questions for us, and then we'll answer them on the next one. I'll actually
because
look.
apparently you guys don't want to answer our questions, so you put questions for us.
They
I got
might have
some
answered them. To
questions.
be honest, they might have answered them. I just didn't look. But
Yeah.
Oh,
He,
and
he doesn't look at them, sort of like he doesn't pay attention to the suggestions. I'm just saying that again. That's twice.
And
that's true.
the code word is traitor.
Oh, traitor.
You
Like
know
TRADER?
As in
We
like
trade-
No,
Trading goods.
like,
Auto-
like that
auto
dirty
trader?
trader Vix.
Ah.
Oh. Shh.
It's very specific.
I mean, I was gonna go with monkey toes, but yeah, we'll go with trader. And if you can find a way to put it into a sentence,
Hey, there's a sentence right there. Chaos Company is a bunch of traders. Hey.
Yeah, that's a perfect sentence. That would work, right? Uses it.
Yeah.
that's okay.
Alrighty then.
Like last week, or this week, our code word was Super Bowl.
Yep.
So I had one person come up to me today and use it in a sentence. Is some retard. I hate to say that about one of our players. It's a redneck, but
Did he say Super Bowl or
Anyway.
Superb Owl?
I mean, I don't think he knows English very well. He
I'm
grew,
still
he
working
grew up
on it.
around here, so. But I mean, he did try to put it into a sentence. He was like, "Did you guys watch that Super Bowl?" I was like, "Yeah." Did you watch the podcast?
But hey, mad props for remembering this week's word.
Well, I have every code word. It's just
Yeah,
Like he even has the list over there.
this is my list of questions I have for the podcast.
Did you get to ask any of them?
No, not yet.
Oh.
But
Well,
yeah,
then-
Sassy Fras, Powerpuff Girls, Hakuna Matata, Bartholomew, Son of a Nutcracker, Kid Rocks, Webs, Blank, Shocking, Skull, Super Bowl, and then now the new one.
And you can't use it. You're on the podcast.
So
Same for you.
Hey, that's fine.
Sucks.
I'm still gonna call
Sucks
her
to
a traitor
suck.
next
I mean, all right. So, well, since Daveen's not here to start it, I don't even know what his line is.
He says, well, we hope you all had fun listening, right? Something like that?
well, I hope you all had fun listening.
And we hope you keep fighting in the name of Darvishan.
And we hope to see you all next week.
Bye.